Okay guys, we're back with our side dish. Today we're going to make some russet potatoes right there. We're going to chop those up. We're going to make them into seasoned potato wedges in the oven. If you prefer a baked potato, everybody knows how to make a baked potato. In one of my earlier videos I showed you how I rub butter and salt on the potato before we microwave it. Or if you're doing it in the oven the same way, rub them with butter and salt, wrap them up in foil, pop them in your oven, cook them normal time. But we're going to make potato wedges today. So let's get started. Okay, I got my first potato out here, and I'm going to try to slice it right down the middle lengthwise. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut wedges. I'm going to go to both sides like so. And I'm going to turn it, slice that again in half. You see, almost all of them are just about the same size, and that's one of the keys to making potato wedges. You want to try to keep them pretty much uniform, about the same width and the same thickness. Don't have to be perfect, but you want to get them close, that way they cook about the same. See, there you go, just like that. Let me get the rest of the potatoes come up and we'll show you how to season them.
Yeah, because out of a large potato, you should be able to get about 8 wedges. So, all right, we'll be back.
Okay, the Penguin's got our potato wedges all cut up for me, and I've got the oven preheated to 400. I've got a big sheet pan laid out that I sprayed lightly with some cooking spray.
Or you can line it with parchment paper.
Right. And I've got my olive oil out, and we're going to put about 3 tablespoons. You can always go back and add more if you don't think you had enough. I do that a lot. And now we're going to go put our seasonings on. I like putting just a little dibble-dabble of Worcestershire sauce. I don't know why, but I've always did it that way. Just a little bit. Half a teaspoon just to add a little more flavor. And we got black pepper. You can also do this in a Ziploc bag. I know a lot of you probably know that. That way it's a no mess kind of thing. You don't got to get your hands all dirty. And you can just throw the bag away or wash it out when you're done.
And the same with parchment paper and a cookie sheet. That way when your potatoes are done, you don't have to worry about it. You just pull them off the parchment paper.
You can season these strong. You can season them light, however you like. I put about a tablespoon, I'd say, probably of about everything on there. We're trying something a little different today. Since we have this seasoning, I put this on one of our steaks earlier to see how good it tastes. So it smelled really good, so we're going to try to put it on our potatoes too. Here's my garlic powder.
Remember, the more seasoning, the better.
Yeah, potatoes take a lot to make flavor on. We've noticed that over the years. And I have my salt. Of course, we're using the pink Himalayan salt.
And potatoes is one of those things that needs salt too.
Right. Usually I'll put seasoning on and I'll mix it all up, and then I'll go back and I'll add a little bit more seasoning. I got a little paprika. It adds just a little flavor, but it adds color too, I think, to your stuff. That's why I use it.
That's one of the secret ingredients in KFC's chicken.
It is.
Paprika. And
then, like I said, I'm using Chipotle bacon grill mates. You can put regular grill mates if you like that flavor. If you don't have any of that, just use the other ingredients. We've put dry ranch seasoning on these, like
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Hidden Valley Ranch. I put liquid Hidden Valley Ranch in it once I got them all mixed up.
The chef was talking about Lipton onion soup mix. You can even use that.
I've used Italian dry seasoning, or I've used Italian salad dressing and mixed up. Just whatever you prefer. This is just what we like. So, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some of this Chipotle bacon. It's really got a good smell to it and taste.
And then tomorrow we'll have another another main dish coming up as well.
Yeah. Today it's more traditional. Tomorrow it's going to be just a little bit different. So now I got all that in there. Now is the fun part where you get to get your hands all dirty. Start mixing these potatoes around. Should have got a little bit bigger bowl.
Yeah.
Little small for this amount of potatoes. We're trying to use up our potatoes since we need to go on a diet. So I threw an extra 1 or 2 in that I probably shouldn't have for dinner. I don't know though. We're both pretty hungry, so.
Yeah, we haven't ate all day, so.
What you're seeing is what we're really having. Chopped steak, bruschetta with the bread, and potato wedges.
And the dessert that we're not talking about just yet,
Yeah.
but it will be coming after these.
Well, they seem to be seasoned up pretty good.
And you can also, once you get them out on your cookie sheet, if you want to go over them with some more seasoning, you can.
Yeah, that's why I was just getting ready to say. Once I usually get them laid out on my sprayed down or parchment paper cookie sheet, I go back and sprinkle a little more seasoning. That way a little bit more sticks. to them. And sometimes if it's not sticking very well, I even take my cooking spray, and I'll spray it over the top of the potatoes to add a little bit more oil to them, and then sprinkle it on. We'll get these on the sheet, and I'll show you. Okay, the penguin's got them all laid out on the sheet pan there, and I noticed a few of them are a little dry, so I'm just going to take and spritz it with a little bit of cooking spray. This time we're using the Great Value canola oil. That's what we like using besides the butter spray. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to add just that little seasoning like we talked about. Just real lightly. You see some potatoes that I haven't got quite enough on them. Just add a little bit of flavor.
You can never have too much seasoning
right.
on a potato wedge unless it's salt.
Yeah, you can get them too salty.
Make sure they're in a single layer.
Halfway through cooking, you want to set your timer for half an hour. That's halfway. And you want to go back and flip these around with a spatula. Take them out of the oven, flip them around with a spatula or a pair of tongs. That way you're making sure both sides are cooking evenly.
This boy right here needs a little something, something.
Need a little something, something?
Yeah.
Well, you can really smell them now, can't you?
Smells good.
And we're going to go back with some more pepper. Everybody in the boat's going to have some. And I'd say they're ready.
Yep.
So we're going to get these in the oven, preheated to 400 degrees. Cook them for a half an hour. Take them out. We're going to flip them all over. Make sure they're cooking good on both sides. Put them back in. Set it for another half an hour, and they'll be ready.
And while this is happening, you can work on some other stuff. So whatever you want to work on gives it a little extra time having them baking in the oven.
When these are halfway done, and I flip them over, that's when I'm going to start our chopped steaks. I'm going to get my skillet out and get the butter going in it so I can start cooking hers because she likes hers medium well. So it takes a little longer. So that way everything will work out in time.